Hey guys, welcome to AK Ranch. It's been a while. Took some time off from posting videos. I do have some content that I've taped throughout the last couple months, and I will show that to you as time goes on. But I just wanted to kind of give you guys a real quick update, that you know that I'm still here, still alive, but things have been hectic. And like I said, I kind of wanted a little break. But I'll give you an update what's kind of going on the ranch and some of the work that I've been doing over the last couple of months. Had a lot of things happen, good and bad, but getting stuff done, trying to keep this ranch running. Yeah, things been real hectic and we have been real busy last couple of months. We had our yearly vacation trip down to Mexico. It was great. Had a great time. So now that I'm back, today is the start of irrigation season. Or you might be asking yourself, wow, irrigation season starts in July? No, it does not. And that's one of the reasons why I haven't been really posting any things. Is had a big project going on and it took a lot of time and energy, and we had to push back irrigation season here. So going to start getting out the hoses, getting the water flowing, and start getting some water on our acreage to start trying to green this stuff up, because it is drier than a popcorn fart, as my father-in-law would say. But let's get started, and I'll kind of drag you guys around and give you a little more updates on what has been going on here on the ranch. Irrigation season is in full force. Yep. So we try to move sprinklers twice a day, every 12 hours, and try to get this grass nice and green. Purpose of getting the grass green is twofold. One fold is to keep our pasture nice and green so that fire danger is kind of kept down. And two is to feed our cattle. Cattle like green grass, not dry grass. The green grass has a lot more protein in it, and means that we don't have to supplement our livestock with hay. So sometimes the sprinklers stop working. You got to come out and see why the sprinkler's not working. There's our irrigation pond up there. Comes down to this 2-inch pipe. 2-inch pipe feeds into a hose. Hose comes down. The sprinkler wasn't working. Took the sprinkler head off. It is flowing nice and strong. But when I look at the sprinkler head itself, yep, you guessed it. That is a tadpole. Yep. Gets stuck into the sprinkler head. The water pressure pushes it through, clogs the sprinkler head. So it's kind of gross, but got to take the sprinkler nozzle off, clear this tadpole out, get sprinkler working again. I will spare you from watching me clean this out. It can be pretty bloody and pretty gross, but it needs to be done. Here we go. And there we go. Yeah, that was pretty gross. The thing was stuck in there pretty well, but got it out. Sprinkler's working good. Grass is starting to get a little greener up here. Cows are eating it down pretty well, but a lot greener than where you can see where I have not been irrigating. Just haven't got the water up there yet, but slowly but surely, by the time summer's over, this will probably be kind of green and cows will have enough vegetation to graze on. All right, off to the next sprinkler. All right, next sprinkler. It's that time of year where we get a lot of frogs and tadpoles, so I'm guessing that this sprinkler is clogged either by some kind of vegetation stuck in the sprinkler head or another tadpole or frog. Let's check. And of course, you have to deal with living in the foothills. This might not look like much on camera, but it's a pretty steep hill. Oh, check that out. Speaking of frogs and tadpoles, just try not to fall here. But as you can see, the sprinkler's not working. Let's go check it out. Plenty of water flow. Yeah, that's a lot of gunk hanging out of there. Definitely needs to be cleaned. There we go. The one bad thing about starting late on irrigation is that the ground gets real dry and so does the grass. But we'll get it. Get this thing greened up here pretty quick. Remember, this water pressure is all done by gravity. You don't have a pump or anything like that. I just chop the water up at the top of the property, pipe it down, water drops, it creates water pressure, and I have enough water pressure to run about 10 or 15 sprinklers throughout on our property. And that's pretty good for our 20 acres. I can get, say, about 70% of it green with 10 sprinklers. It takes a little bit. All right, off to the next one. This is the lower part of our property, and I have tons of water pressure down here. There you go. Area down here is pretty flat, and I cleared most of the rocks out so I can get the field mower out here and mow it down when it starts to get too tall, which is nice, like opposed to all this area up here where there's a lot of rocks, it's not flat, and obviously a lot of trees. So you can see the difference on the way the vegetation looks because of wasn't able to mow it down. You can kind of see the line right here of where I'm able to mow it down, and then when I start watering, the grass underneath the weeds, underneath the tall weeds or the tall vegetation, is able to get more water and get more sun, and then it grows back a lot quicker. You know, up in this area right here, that's just going to take more time, and then the cows will eat the tall, dry stuff. Again, they don't like the taste. It doesn't give them that much nutrients, so they kind of hold back on eating it. Kind of have to force them, meaning you just don't feed them that much, and they will eat it. It's just they're very picky. Cows are smart, or stubborn, or a little bit of both. So, all right, let's move the sprinkler. Here we go. Always make sure that the sprinkler head is not pointing towards your face when you turn the water on. Done that before, and I know I need a shower, but I don't like taking a shower in mucky water. Has a bunch of frog parts in it too. There you go. All right, number 4. Maybe this is a better perspective of how flat this is. So this is, our house is way up there. Our irrigation pond's even up higher. So that's quite a bit of a drop. But again, this is quite a steep hill up in this area. And this is the area that I can field mow because it's pretty flat. So ideally, what I plan on doing one of these days, put a paddock, which means put a fence line around this, and then I'll seed this with some good foliage, hay, I guess for lack of a better word, alfalfa and triticale seed. Fence it off, maybe with electric fencing, and then get a nice, good vegetation on it, and then turn the cows loose on it. Once they eat it down, close it off again, let it recover a little bit. Because this is, I'd say about an acre, maybe 2 of this whole area, the flat part. And then we have probably another 2 acres on the other side of that. That's pretty flat. Looking good. Again, we were probably a month and a half late on starting our irrigation because of the BVID, Browns Valley Irrigation District project that I had going on. It's all coming together. slowly but surely. By the time I get this all greened up and ready to go, it's irrigation season will probably be over. All right, sprinkler number 5, 6, something like that. So I've seen people talk about and ask why I have my sprinklers. I make my own sprinklers and then have hoses and move the hoses around. Why don't I just make the effort in PVC pipe underground through here, sprinklers every so many feet down through here, and just turn on sections at a time and water it like that, and have 10 sprinklers in one section, and move the sections throughout our property. Getting that stuff in the ground is not easy. Trenching all this area, putting down a 2-inch pipe or a 1/4-inch pipe, PVC pipe, and then hard mounting that instead of dragging hoses and sprinklers around does sound like a great idea, but I don't know if that labor would be worth it. And the second reason is right here. Cows love to rub on shit, and they will rub on any kind of sprinkler that I have coming up from the ground, and then breaking it off. And you can go around and fix those. And some people put old tires around the sprinkler coming up out of the ground, and that kind of works. But still, I mean, cows will break these things quicker than anything. I tend to just run hoses and have to move the hoses and sprinklers around as I see fit. And then when they knock it over, I just pick it up. And if they break this is easy enough to repair. It's not underground. It's what I'm doing for now. Down the road, I might, get a section like that area I was at before, that flat area. I might put pipe underneath the ground and have sprinklers pop up throughout that and just turn that section on and off as it needs water. I might do that. But as far as this rough terrain stuff with all the rocks and the hills and things, I'm just going to continue to use the sprinkler, and I think that will work out good. Let's get this thing moved and get it turned on and start getting some water around here. Now, do I have a system of where, a rotational plan of where I put the sprinklers? I just kind of look at the ground, what's green and what's not green, and what area seems to be flourishing with getting water on it. That's kind of how I do it. It's no rhyme or reason. I don't have any method to my madness. I don't know. I've only been here 3 years. Yeah. I think this is my 3rd irrigation season. Moving here, this is not how I've ever irrigated before. I'm not a farmer and or a rancher. I did some farming work when I was in high school, but in a different area. I mean, Central Valley, it's flat, ground soft, and irrigation is done different there. They have pumps and stuff like that they run. This is not anything like what I've been exposed to. So 3 years in, I've done some improvements. I've laid some pipe down to expand the accessibility of water throughout our property. So it's getting better. Maybe by year 10, I'll have a better system in place. But as of year 3, or irrigation season number 3, this is what I'm doing, and seems to be working. It's not great. It's not easy. It's a pain in the ass, but this is what I'm doing. Again, this is not a how-to video. These videos are just for me to talk out my process. And if you have better suggestions, go ahead and feel free to leave a comment. And again, this is not a how-to video. This is just what I'm doing, and showing you my mistakes and showing me the struggles. And hopefully by me showing you and videotaping this, it will help me with getting the process done. And maybe just by voicing it out loud and hearing me talk about it, and then going back and editing it, I might be able to figure out a better way of doing it. But as of now, this is what I'm doing, and it definitely is a pain in the ass. But keeps me out of here on the property, and the cows usually come walking up, and I can check on the cows. So it's a good way of doing a livestock check as I'm learning. So it's all good, man. I would say it's keeping me young, but it's not keeping me young. It's, I broke my ankle out here, tore my meniscus in my knee out here. I've fallen quite a few times, been injured quite a few times out on this property, but it's definitely giving me purpose, and I wouldn't change it. Our new lifestyle is definitely a lot different from where we came from, Sacramento, and it's all good. It's all good. That being said, let me get back to getting this stuff done so I can. The sprinkler that is clogged. Surprise, surprise, surprise. And look who's here to help me. There's our bull. Well, it's not our bull, but there's the bull on the property. We call him Curly. Number 72. This is our neighbor's cow. Decided to come over and join our herd. What do you think, buddy? Huh? What do you think? Yep. Yeah, it's another insect or tadpole or something that's all clogged up in there. All right, I just took the sprinkler head off. Let's uncouple the line and let's see if there's anything else clogging this line up. Nope. Pretty good water pressure. See if I can show you this. Yeah, it's pretty gross. Yeah, it's pretty nasty. I don't know what kind of critter that is, but I don't think it's alive anymore. There we go. Got my handy dandy tool here. Some baling wire. Push all that stuff out. Yep. Put that back in. There we go. What do you know? Got a bunch of helpers. You guys here to help? I didn't think so. There's Tulip. And that is Easter. That is Biggie. Biggie's our steer. What's up, buddy? Tulip was our firstborn. She's born on my birthday, April 11th. So that would make her 4 months old. Easter was born on Easter, 4/20. Biggie was born 2 weeks later after that. How cute they are. Look at Curly. What's up, buddy? He's a very tame bull, but never trust a bull. Always keep your eye on him. But he's a nice bull. Yeah, our gardening is doing real good this year. I mean, this is what was picked today. I say it's about 4 pounds, 5 pounds of cherry tomatoes. Got different varieties in here. These sun golds. Oh my God, these are so sweet. Oh yeah, sweet. So let me go show you the garden. Hopefully the wind's not too bad. All right, so a couple things. I do not have a green thumb. So Melissa's the one who takes care of all the gardening stuff. I do all the infrastructure, you know, get the flower beds going, get the irrigation going, and she does all the planting. She does all the greenhouse work, you know, get the seed started. Everything we have out here we grow from seed. So she does all that, and then she plants them in the ground after she hardens them out. But like I said, I take care of all the infrastructure stuff. So it's a group effort. But man, this year it is taking off. Last year we had an okay season, but this year it's just, we can't pick them fast enough. And there's a farmer's market that we have local, sell the stuff that we can't eat. So it doesn't all go to waste. The second thing is I also help keep the deer out. We have a lot of deer. I've shown pictures on my videos, all the deer we have running around here, and they love to eat off of the garden. So when I show you this garden, it is not like an Instagram beautiful garden, but it's a well producing garden. And the other thing about it is we don't have any infrastructure around, meaning fencing around our garden to keep deer out. So we put up some barriers just to keep the deer out, and that's kind of what you're going to see. So anyway, here's the garden. We have everything in raised beds. We do that for a couple of reasons. Everything in raised beds because of the ground. The ground is very rocky. The soil's decent, but it's not great. But so we put everything in raised beds, and we have a lady that has a bunch of horses, and she gives us her composted horse manure, and we use that for dirt. So as you can see, we have these, I think these are called construction fences or whatever, but that helps keep the deer out of the garden to where they can't eat all our fruit. So here are some of the tomatoes. In here, we have our cucumbers. We have different kind of cucumbers. We have some pickling, we have lemon cucumbers, we have our regular slicing cucumbers. And here's some tomatoes. This right here is usually where we put our onions. You can kind of see where we have some leftover onions. These two are our onion beds, and that usually gets planted in fall. And right now, she just got through putting in, these are all pumpkins. So these are a couple flower beds of pumpkins. Over here, again, we have these little cages over the pumpkins. We'll definitely have to come up with another way to keep the deer off the pumpkins. I had just enough left to go around the pumpkins on this one, but we'll figure something out. Here again, we have some chicken wire. These are all tomatoes in here. As you can tell, they are pumping. And she also does this trellis thing to where these are connected to some conduit across, supported by some T-posts. And she strings them down. There's some clips that go around the base of the tomatoes or the stem of the tomatoes to help hold them up to support the weight. More tomatoes. And here's some big slicing tomatoes coming on. Excuse all the weeds. Hey man, like I said, this is not a picture perfect kind of garden. It's just a well-producing garden. And again, these tomatoes over here also have the trellises coming down, and we string up to help support the base. Here we have cages on our tomatoes, and these are all our cherry tomatoes. These are some of the sun golds. These are the purple ones. Isn't that kind of cool? It's purple, and when they turn almost totally black, like you can see, this one right here is almost totally black. And when it starts to get red on the bottom, that's when they're ripe. Pretty cool. Here's some real dark tomatoes. Hopefully you can see this. The colors are coming through. But yeah, we have tons of tomatoes. Look at that. Is that cool? Some cool color there. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, she really has a green thumb. These are some of those, I think they're bumblebees, not 100% sure, but they're a yellow tomato that has kind of like a red stripes on them. Again, we kind of had to do a makeshift to try to help keep the deer out. It's been working pretty good so far. You can see that they kind of come around and eat. We put some shade cloth off because it does get really hot out here, and it does help so they don't get burned on those 110-degree days. Help shades them a little bit. We're just getting pounded with so many tomatoes. Look at all those tomatoes. Yep, coming on in. This is our hugel mound. Mostly just flowers to get our pollinators out. There's some squash in there as well. This is our asparagus. Now, asparagus takes 3 years of you planting the roots of the asparagus, and you let them get fully grown, go to fern, kind of die down, and then you cut it back. And if you wait 3 years before you harvest any of them or any of the asparagus, after that you get 20 years of asparagus. Every season you'll get asparagus for 20 years. So it's commitment, but I think we're going on our 3rd year. So after this season, we'll be able to have fresh asparagus. Got a couple fruit trees here. I think we got there's an orange tree, a mandarin tree, a lime tree, a cherry tree, and an apple tree. Again, don't look at all the weeds. Here are some more pumpkins. Just got through planting that. This is our cantaloupe. You can see we got some fresh cantaloupe right there. Can you even see that? Hopefully. Anyway, there's some cantaloupe down there. I think this is another cantaloupe. These are baby watermelons. Huckleberry? I think it's a huckleberry. I don't know. More tomatoes over here and some peppers. I mean, look at these tomatoes down here. Those are pretty good size. Again, I don't know if any of this is coming through on the camera, but and these are some lunchbox bell peppers that we're waiting on. Yeah, so this is our garden that's really producing this year. So that's the update on our garden. Yeah, it's doing real well. In fact, it's this year it's almost out of control, but it's a good problem to have. Melissa took a bunch of tomatoes and cucumbers and zucchini to work. Lets people, enjoy our fruits of our labor. It's all good, man. So anyway, I think that's going to be it for this video. I still have some content that I will share with you on that big BVID project. I haven't finished going through all the videos that I took. Thank you for dropping by. If you're on Facebook, give me a thumbs up. Leave comments. Appreciate all the people who watched this video. My name is Rob. This is AK Ranch. Keep coming back. Sounds like an AA meeting. One day at a time. Anyway, thanks for dropping by. See ya!
Por el camino del desierto, el viento me despeina, suave aroma de colita, no nada, nada del aire. Ella de lo lejos, una luz entera, la idea de mezclar. Te vi por en la noche, ella estaba a la entrada y la campana de sonar. Y me dijo ya mismo, esto puedo del cielo. Ella enciende una vela y nuestra de camino. Soy moza el corredor y yo te dije diciendo, he venido del California. Such a lovely place, such a lovely place. Bienvenido del California. Such a lovely place, such a lovely place.
That's what they call a Spanish standoff. I gotta go. There you go. Thank you. Thank you, buddy.